Welcome to Star Campus. What can I benefit from documents that have already been translated? Quickly access and get started. This is the topic of today's webinar. My name is Elke Fuchs and I work at Star LTS in Sindelfingen. On the agenda is the user role alignment specialist, create an alignment project, the editor for alignment, and we will process an alignment project. A lot of times it is the case that you have documents in their original file formats which are translated but without translation memory, without transit. Or you get files like these two from your customer and you are told to use this as reference material. The format as such cannot be used in a translation memory system. You have to do an alignment to make out of this two individual files one language pair which can be used for pre-translation and for fuzzy matches. Today I will show you how you can do this. So I will start transit. First, we select the appropriate user role, which is alignment specialist. We don't need a project at the moment, so I click on cancel. For the process of an alignment, you have to have an alignment project. So now we will have a look at the way how an alignment project is created. So we click on Create New Project, select Alignment Project, and click Next. Now we give our project a name, which is we can put the scope to global and go next. Now we need to know what source and target language we have. We have as source English from UK and we have as target German. Then we click on Next. This is what we all know. It is the working folder and we can click on Next. We select the file type, which is MS Office. Here we go. Then we have some options which take care of the characteristics of the format. For example, we do not want to translate declarations in this case, and we do not want to translate if there is text hidden or cells or something. We go next. This is one of the differences of an alignment project compared to let's say a regular project. We have here the source language. We select the file. For the source language, source is English, we select the English file, and now we have to select the file for German. This is one difference, one special thing about an alignment project. The next step is that we have to assign which source belongs to which target. In this case, we just have one file, so we just click on auto and that's okay. But we could also have several files, and then we really have to assign which German file goes with which English file. We click on next, and we also click on additional options and check on segmentation. We want to do segmentation by a sentence, and we have this one ticked. Check segmentation after the import. So we will see what this is all about. And we click on Fertigstellen, which means finish. Now the import takes place, and for each file, for each language and each file, there is one file created. I click on Start. This dialog comes up as soon as I have clicked Check Segmentation after import. This means Transit checks all the strings which have a full stop at the end and asks me, is this an abbreviation, yes or no? In this case, we don't have any abbreviation. We mark them, and I just put them on the right side in the not abbreviation list. I click on OK, and I click on Project to save this list under my working folder. And now we get the same for the German file, because the German file also needs to be put into segments. So okay, this is also, everything is no abbreviation. I click on OK and I save the list. The import is done. I can close the import dialog. And now we open the language pair. Since it is an alignment project, we will get this gray bar in the middle. And the way my language pair is displayed is due to the alignment specialist user role. Now we have to take care that the segment of the German file corresponds with the segment of the English file. So we have to assign the segments to each other. We don't have to go through segment by segment. Transit will help us to do this. It can calculate for us how fitting the two segments are. Everything which I need for alignment can be found up here in the tab Alignment. And here also I found the alignment mode, which I now start. You see, the alignment mode calculates the probability of the two segments. The darker the red, the less fitting it is. So we are doing fine until this one and this one. I hope you can see that the bar here is showing us which Transit proposes that this is fitting together, that this matches here. So until this, we are doing fine, so we can confirm the proposal until the cursor. The red coloring disappears, and we can just go on. The next proposal Transit makes for us is to delete a certain segment. This is shown by a very dark red and the cross here. Yes, this means this is a superfluent segment. We don't need this because here and here, this is the segment pair which belongs together. So in this case, we can also confirm the proposal of transit to the cursor, and transit just deletes this segment in the target language. Okay. The next little bit darker spot we have is here. And transit points with some kind of error to one certain segment in the target. This is an example for the situation that we have two segments in the source and the translation is within one segment. So we have to join the two segments in the source to have it fit to the translation. Transit is proposing this. The proposal is to join the segments in the source. We can also confirm the proposal. Yep. It does not look like it, but here the bar is showing us that these two belong to one target segment. We don't have to go through it like this. We can also use here the probability. So we can navigate from probabilities up to 65% in this example. So if I go to navigate, transit automatically jumps to the next segment, which it considers as only a probability 65%. This looks good. And we can confirm. And the red coloring disappears. As we can already see it, let's go to this situation here. It's the other way around as the other one before. We have two segments in the target belonging to one segment in the source. And transit tells us so because this is just calculation. Yeah. But when we read it and we see, okay, yes, this is true, transit is right here, we can just confirm to the cursor again. And the two in the target are put together. Okay, so let's navigate to the next probability, which is here. Here and here. Transit tells us, the translation is German, but it is way shorter as the English source. And when we have a look at the English sentence, we see that we have lots of explanations in the brackets. The calculation transit is doing is based on languages. So transit kind of like knows that when we translate from English into German, the German is almost always longer than the source. But in this case, it's English which is longer. That's why transit says, okay, you have to check here. But we can confirm to cursor and navigate to the next one. Again here, transit calculates this as a probability of 65%. Probably we can just delete the markup here. Yeah. And confirm to cursor. Yep. The next one is this one. and this one. Again, because there are transit expects to be the German longer than the English. But we are doing fine until here too. Okay, the next situation which you can see here is that the sentences are just turned around. We can easily move segments within the language pair when we are doing alignment. In this case, we need just the German sentence coming before. And you can do this by clicking Control and the right mouse pad and just push it on top. And then Transit changes the color for one, and it can tell us, okay, this is in the right order. And we can confirm to cursor, and we are almost done. This is how you can do an alignment. And in this example, we have relied on Transit and its proposals. But we can also work with these options up here. Manually join, delete, split, or insert segments. Or even empty a segment. If we think, okay, this is easier just to empty this and probably do another translation. Sometimes you could have like spare parts lists and they're quite well aligned already. Then you can also go by the segment numbers. In this case, we don't need the segment numbers since we can rely on the bars. When the alignment is finished, each segment has the status, as we can see here, alignment checked. Now we can see this down here. And we save it. And I just turn off the markup, the alignment mode, and I just open another one, another project. And change the user role very quickly. And have a look at the settings. The reference card I want to point out is this one, the reference card about the pre-translation. When we have done alignment, the segment has the status alignment checked. Here we ask for a minimum segment status for the pre-translation. And as you can see, when the minimum segment status is put on translated, it will already include alignment checked. Yeah? And if you want to have another quality assurance about this segments, you can use this option telling Transit, okay, if there should be any alignment status, please put the segment on check pre-translation. I just want to check once again. Yeah. And this is how you can deal with aligned material during pre-translation. And of course, I just open up the file very quick. Whoop. And here, the same applies here. When we ask for a minimum status for fuzzy matches, the alignment check is also taken into consideration for giving you fuzzy matches. Yes. And this was it for today. Up here you see the email address which you can turn to if you have any questions. Then here you can also see the preview for the last 2 webinars in this year. In November, we will talk about translation variants, and in December, we will talk about terminology. For more details and registration, please visit the Star Compass section on our website. There, you will also find our webinar recordings. Thank you for listening to this webinar, and bye-bye.